He was once the kindest deity in existence. To help humanity live in happiness, he completely disregarded his own pain and suffering, absorbing all of humanity's misfortune into himself. As time passed, countless humans found salvation through Zarafuku, and they came to worship him as their savior. But as Zarafuku continued absorbing humanity's misfortunes, his own body became filled with their suffering. Day and night, he was tormented by this accumulated pain. Yet even so, Zarafuku believed that as long as humans were happy, that was his greatest happiness. Years later, wanting to see how those he'd once saved were doing, he returned to that village. But what he saw left him utterly bewildered. Without the pain of misfortune, humans had no idea how to cherish their hard-won lives. They spent their days lost in endless pleasures. Just then, a man bumped into Zarafuku as he passed by. Though the man's appearance had completely changed, Zarafuku instantly recognized him as a child he'd once saved. But what Zarafuku never expected was that upon seeing him, the man spat at him with disgust and walked away. Zarafuku was completely stunned. He couldn't understand it. He'd risked everything to absorb their misfortunes, yet not only were they ungrateful, they treated him like a street rat. Under the pressure of this human nature, the misfortune that had been suppressed within Zarafuku finally broke free from its cage. But just as Zarafuku was about to turn dark, a group of outsiders suddenly entered his view. Looking at their ragged appearance, Zarafuku assumed they were another group seeking him to remove their misfortunes. But he quickly noticed something different. Despite looking impoverished, each one skinny as a rail, their faces radiated genuine happiness. In contrast, those who'd prospered because of him all wore frowns, still unsatisfied with their lives. Driven by curiosity, Zarafuku called out to their leader, questioning, almost demanding, why the people around him looked so happy, while those he'd freed from misfortune still weren't happy and were becoming even more miserable. Buddha didn't mind Zarafuku's rudeness. Instead, he told him that happiness given by others isn't true happiness. Only what you earn for yourself can bring real happiness. Looking at Buddha's carefree demeanor, Zarafuku fell into deep thought again. As a deity who'd lived in the heavenly realm since birth, he didn't really understand the difference between humans and gods. So Zarafuku couldn't quite accept this. He believed Buddha had stolen his job as a fortune god. If he couldn't bring humans happiness, then he didn't deserve to be called a fortune god. Soon, Zarafuku came to a small river. Looking at his reflection, twisted and monstrous from absorbing so much misfortune, the resentment in his heart erupted again, transforming his innocent and kind heart into something dark and cruel. Zarafuku was no longer a fortune god. Radiating dark power that symbolized disaster, he began hunting down all humans. But just as he was about to lose all reason, a mother protecting her child awakened the last bit of goodness buried in his heart. Perhaps sensing that humanity had its beautiful side too, Zarafuku decided to control himself. He split his body into 7 separate beings, each one suppressing a portion of his evil thoughts. These would later become known as the 7 lucky gods.